What's up? E aí galera, beleza? Estamos de volta aqui hoje com um jogo novo, o Crimes and Punishment, Sherlock Holmes. Véi, esse jogo deve ser foda, mano. Pelo menos a história, sei lá. Eu vou recomendar pra quem nunca viu, veja o seriado, leia os livros. Eu, sinceramente, acho muito foda as histórias de Sherlock Holmes. Eu tinha até um joguinho tabuleiro que era do Sherlock Holmes. Muito foda, velho. Vamos pro jogo. Eita porra. Como assim, velho? Eu não vou jogar com Sherlock?
Holmes.
Eu vou jogar com Watson? Não pode ser. Eu não quero jogar com Watson não, velho. Meu, não sei vocês, mas acento britânico, mano, é muito foda. Oh meu Deus. Urso Bob. Oi, Bob. Como você está, Bob? Bob. Tira a boca dele, Bob. Ih, tá meio estranho isso daí, hein? Ah, graças a Deus ele levantou. Eita.
Stop, Holmes.
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is.
Não,
And you
é a
almost
sua
killed
mãe.
me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Ah, óbvio.
Watson,
Porque
quiet,
ficar em casa
please.
tirando em
I'm
vasos é
trying
uma
to
coisa super
concentrate.
normal. O cara já tá pensando quem é. É o Lestrade lá, olha lá.
Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
Meu
A
Deus.
sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh,
Sexo
Mr. Holmes,
selvagem com
could
essa
you-
veinha.
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A
Esqueci o
grateful
nome da veinha.
client from
A dona da
Limoges
casa.
sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the
Não,
only
como seus
sane
próprios
one here?
vasos para tirar, seu
I
bosta.
suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in
Ah,
1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
ô dó.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In
Ah,
fact,
que
this
bom.
crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join
Eu
me
preciso
there.
passar a
I have
maquiagem,
to
meu
go through the
blush
yard first. The
e trocar a minha
merry men
calcinha.
struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also
Ah,
have several
Mrs.
appointments
Hudson.
that I must
Lembrei.
keep this
Lembrei
afternoon.
não, né? Tá escrito ali.
I shall go alone then.
Ah, que dó. Press top to... Tasks. Ah, legal que é o contrário, tá ligado? Primeiro eu vou investigar, primeiro eu vou inspectar, depois que eu vou trocar a roupa. Muito bom. Bora, vai. O que eu faço com essa porra aí?
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Eita! Eita! Área 51 é o caralho, aqui é o Sherlock Holmes que descobre os ET, velho. Onde que me arruma essa porra? Pega aqui? É. Ih, vou dar uma peruca. Make-up table, falei que ia passar. Ah, mas é uma putinha mesmo. Ah. Ah, tá tudo bloqueado essa porra. Ok. Como que eu saio dessa porra? B. Bandit. LOL. Vamos no Black mesmo. Nossa, que demora pra ele colocar a roupa, velho. Essa aqui. Agora eu tenho que viajar, né? Vamos lá. Ai, ai.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Come on, come on, come on. Press tab. Já entrei, já tô aqui já. Vamos andar. O gráfico tá bem legal também, hein? T.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
O que será que significa? Meu Deus.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
E corre, corre.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Ih.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him.
Lógico que ela me ouviu. Tava à noite ontem com ela ali na cama dela, safada.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes. Ah,
Madam,
vou
can you tell me if you
interrogá-la.
saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream.
Ah,
But I thought nothing.
era você, essa safada. Falei que eu tava aqui ontem de
He
noite.
was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually, whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Coitado. Vida de
Do
velho.
you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning,
Logo depois que você
at
saiu
around
da minha
7
cama,
o'clock,
eu fui
I
procurar
noticed the
ele.
cabin door
Pra
was
poder dar pra ele
open,
agora um pouco.
but I didn't go in to
Mas
take a look,
eu
for I
vi
knew
lá
my
e ele já
husband
tava
would not
morto.
have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... Oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life
Só as
here
primas, só.
after his retirement.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Oh, como ele é prestativo. O que é isso? Safada. O que é? Camelo. Cacete, como que faz aqui? Garden Glows. Ih, não sei o que é isso não. Eita, ele vai descer lá. Acabou?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He
Por
was
isso que você me
different,
chamava de noite,
wasn't
né?
he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Ah, eu sou o
Yes,
foda
Mr.
que
Holmes.
sei onde que eles
Oh,
se
but
encontraram.
how do you know about that?
Ih, fudeu. Fudeu. Ah, deve ser isso aqui.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Você me contou quando você estava bêbada.
Thank you, madam.
Sherlock Holmes é bem safadinho. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Vamos ver o infeliz morto.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Let me see, let me see, let me see. Let me see. Ué,
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
o que ele foi querer fazer com o velho morto? Necrofilia. Certeza. Eita, coitado.
What a terrible way to die.
Empalaram o cara praticamente.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Help. Pode ser, pode ser.
Tooth of a sperm whale. Probably from
Como
one of
assim?
Peter Carey's catches.
Sperm whale? É, cara. Esperma da baleia.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
O cara acabou de morrer, eu já vou roubar já.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Harpoons for hunting whales.
Oh.
Someone drank from this glass recently.
Que bom.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain
Oh,
Carey was enjoying
oh,
a drink
uma
before
garrafa
he
de
met his
rum.
death. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Ih, é a maconha, quer ver? Falei? Eita
This
porra.
aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Get up, stand up. Quer dizer, o cara... Ai, meu Deus do céu. O cara cheira uma maconha e já vê coisas. Como que mexe essa porra? É só assim que tem que fazer? Não é possível. Foi? Ah,
This
moleque.
is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Vamos ver o morto. Meu Deus. Enfiaram forte nele, hein? Meu Deus.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Nossa, safadinho.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
Não dá pra abrir essa porra?
JHN. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Percebe-se. Meu, não deve ter como abrir essa porra, não é possível. Sério. Vamos ficar atacando fogos agora. Obrigado, senhores. É, pelo jeito não tem como abrir essa porra não.
J.A. Dundee.
Dundee.
Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
Dundee.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Ih, tem mais coisa pra fazer aqui?
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
E aí? O que tem que fazer mais? Não, Wolf Blood. Velho, tem que pegar essa porra.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Então o infeliz deixou cair essa porra aí. Eita,
These
eita.
abbreviations mean something, but what?
Será que é GPS? Tinha GPS nessa época? Duvido. Ué, B? O que é? Eu já vou solucionar essa porra? Eita. Ah, eu não terminei de ler, seu bosta. Meu Deus. Notebook. Não guardar. You must. Ah, muito inteligente, Holmes. Ficar de tocaia pra ver se o cara vai
Someone was
voltar.
here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Como que eu faço um ambush? Como que eu faço um ambush, velho?
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Ué, eles têm arma? Não pode? E aí? E aí?
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
O que tem que fazer, velho?
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
O que tem que fazer, velho?
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Eu vou te ver se trocar, safada.
Shh! Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there!
Corre, corre, corre.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Ah, e por que você tá aqui?
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
O notebook era dele.
But yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Ah, é, sim.
Enough. You can explain all
Todo
of
mundo
that
fala
to
isso,
the judge.
querido.
You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Como assim, cara? Tem que me pagar. Não trabalho de graça, não. Bom, galera, é isso. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. O jogo tá bem legal, eu tô gostando. Ele é bem mais dinâmico, com esses objetivos mais claros para se fazer do que o The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Deixa um comentário aí, se inscreva, dá o joinha. Se quiser algum jogo que eu faça alguma gameplay aí, pode deixar nos comentários. Tchau. Tchau!